This is video 3 of section 4, Testing and Deployment. This video focuses on your hosting options. You've dotted all the I's and crossed all of your T's, and you're ready to publish your A2J guided interview to share it with the world. There are 3 options for you, which I'll discuss individually in the next 3 slides. To get your interview out of A2J Author, you need to do what is called publish it. To publish your interview, you go to the Publish tab and select the publishing option that is associated with your hosting choice. Now let's talk through your options. The first hosting option is on Cali's A2J.org site. A2J.org provides free hosting for A2J guided interviews and A2J DAT templates for organizations that are providing them for free to self-represented litigants. So long as you aren't charging SRLs, we aren't charging for the hosting. You can find out more about the hosting terms of service by visiting https://a2j.org/TOS. A2J.org provides hosting for A2J guided interviews and A2J DAT templates. We do not provide hosting solutions for hot docs templates or other custom backend templates. To publish to A2J.org, you click the Publish to A2J.org button on the Publish tab within your interview. This will publish your interview to A2J.org and take you to the A2J.org tab. On the A2J.org tab, you'll see your newly published interviews link as the first link in the list of available interviews. From there, you can edit the metadata of the published interview by clicking the pencil icon next to the interview's name. This will ask you to add the state the interview is intended to be used in and the URL of the organization where the interview link will be shared. You don't need to include this metadata when the interview is in demo mode. Demo mode means that the interview is intended for testing purposes only right now. It will include a watermark at the top of the interview when it's run from the URL that says, "For demonstration and testing purposes only, not intended for use by the public. This A2J guided interview will not produce a usable form. This guide is for demonstration purposes only." If you don't want the warning to appear, you can toggle the interview to live mode by clicking on the green demo button on that A2J.org tab within A2J Author. It'll remove the warning language and ask you for that metadata about the interview that I described in the last slide. From the A2J.org tab, you can copy the URL provided and share that with end users. Commonly, it's put on the organization's website with some explainer text telling end users how they'll be taken to another website, the A2J.org site, and explaining the potential user experience there. This URL is the direct link to the hosted version of your A2J guided interview. I would recommend testing out the A2J.org experience as an end user before you share the link publicly so that you can explain how it's possible to create an account, save their answers, and restart interviews. It's also helpful to understand the complete user experience from clicking the link to getting the final document in an effort to smooth out any bumps for the end user by adding additional explanations inside the interview itself. Another hosting option for your A2J guided interview is LawHelp Interactive, or LHI. LHI is a project of Pro Bono Net and has been a longtime Cali A2J Author partner. They currently host A2J guided interviews and hot docs templates. To publish your interview to LHI, you go to the Publish tab within your interview and select the Publish to LHI production button. This will open up the LHI interface and you'll be prompted to log in with your LHI developer portal credentials. Pro Bono Net is a separate nonprofit organization from Cali, and the rules and requirements for hosting with them are not controlled by the Cali team. For access to their developer portal or to discuss pricing for hosting your A2J guided interviews, you can contact support@LawHelpInteractive.org. There is also a publishing option to put your interviews on LHI's testing server, which is called Rebuild QA. Before you publish there, you should discuss that with the LHI support team and note that it requires a separate, different LHI login credential. The final hosting solution is to host the A2J guided interviews yourself. This is most commonly used when you want to have the most amount of control over the interviews and their access. It's also used in scenarios that our team on A2J.org cannot support related to integrations or special use cases. The instructions and files for hosting all components of A2J Author are available on the A2J Author GitHub repositories. There are 4 separate repositories, so the one to start with is the A2J Viewer one. That will give you all the instructions you need to self-host, any associated files, and links to the other repositories. You can find that at github.com/ccali/A2J Viewer. If you need support or have questions related to hosting, you can always reach out to us at A2J Author at cali.org. These 3 options for hosting will allow you to share all the hard work that you've put into your A2J guided interviews with end users and help them to bridge the justice gap. That's the end of video 3 of section 4. The final video in this series will cover sustainability and things to think about to ensure your A2J guided interviews are useful for years to come.